What's going on, traders? How we doing? I'm excited to get back into the trading action. Are you guys ready to have a great trading week? Let everybody know we're about to get started. Live trading with Benzinga. Hit the share button, hit the like. Let's go. Get it started. Who wants that chicken dinner?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
All right, what's going on, traders? How we doing out there? Let's go ahead. Let's get it started. Let's bring on the guys here. I hope you guys are a little bit better on my audio. I tried to work on that this weekend, so it shouldn't be as bad as it was. You guys should be able to hear me well now. So if you guys don't, or you guys hearing anything in the background, let me know. I'll keep working on it to improve and keep us going here. What's going on, boys? How we doing?
Pretty good.
Good morning, my man.
You guys both sound good, so I think our audio issues are all right.
All right. Yeah, I've been working on, fixing up my computer a little bit, so I had a little fun on the weekend, spending some time on it. It should sound a lot better now, and now we can get into the market. Good morning, everybody out there. I want to give a shout out to RG, Riff Raff in the house, Missy, Sequoia. How do you guys say that? Who wants to give it a shot?
Where? Let me see.
On the screen.
Oh, that's easy. That's Sequitha.
What? There you go, man.
Yeah, that's an easy
I love
name.
it.
That's
hey,
beautiful.
the one thing is you're being unique, right? I mean, there's too many.
Well, watch her correct me and say that I pronounced it wrong like a dummy.
Hey, I put you on the spot. I had to set you up, man. All right, Martine in the house. Yep. Hey, food distribution. We'll see what happens. The biggest bear, guess what? Rawr, baby. Let's go. Let's get it. Missy in the house, Brian in the house. It's good to see you guys all in the chat. I love to see the loyal following out there. And so if you guys can smash the like, let's keep it going, guys. All right, let's get into some stocks. Zunaid, what are you looking out there? It looks like you guys are watching, of course, what? The Tesla Dragon.
Yep, you had Tesla. Yeah, Tesla kind of come out and talk about possible share split down the road here. So you can see that Tesla, what level I wanted to watch, and I kept an eye on it last night, or marked it last night in my head, was going to be the 1050 level. It looks like it popped above, and look at that. Tried to test it, came right back above. So one of the levels I'm going to keep an eye on Tesla, it's definitely going to be that 1050 level. Matter of fact, we're going to set an alert right over there for it to act as support, and then possibly have a run up towards the 1100. So that's definitely one that I'm going to keep an eye on. Another one for me is going to be Facebook. If Facebook can go ahead and get over around like this pre-market high here, we can possibly see a march towards the 225 level. So I'm going to kind of have Facebook on watch here, put a little alert right over there for Facebook. And then one last one for me is going to be, of course, AMD. AMD, you've got approximately, I think it's the 120 level that it couldn't get past. There it is. Tried to hold it, couldn't, came back, tested it, couldn't do it. Same thing on the pre-market as well. So I'm going to keep an eye on AMD right over here. Now, if it can get past 120, 120.53 is the previous close. Excuse me. Yeah, about 120. If it can cross above that, that is above the previous close as well. So that should be fun for us to play. So kind of looking to the long side, nothing really to the short side. But of course, if any flow comes in, we'll kind of pay attention to that as well. In terms of the SPY, you can see when I was trading on Friday, it pretty much just kind of slowly stair-stepped its way towards the highs and could not break this trend line till the very last 30-minute candle. So going to keep an eye on SPY, especially around this 450 area, all the way down to about 449. I wouldn't mind being a buyer of calls, but below that, we'd probably drop out. And it is Monday, so I will probably play the daily expiration on SPY and the Qs if I do play those. So it should be a fun and wild morning for me.
All right, I'll go ahead and go towards my next guy here, and he can share his screen if you'd like to. If he'd like to, you know.
I was
If not, we could just
sidetracked
always
today.
just do this to him, right?
Yeah, I was sidetracked today. I definitely dropped the ball. I actually
not a
don't
worry,
have
not a
a
worry.
lot. I don't have a lot on watch here from the movers tool, to be quite honest with you. KXIN, this might get going here. Love to trade this off 160 if possible. Big spot here is going to be 188. We're currently at 165. So this is the one that I'm watching the most, I would say. HYMC, this one has run before as well. We'll see how this does when the market opens. And then Nile hopefully should run off the $1 level. I'll be honest, not a whole lot here in terms of these small caps in the movers tool. DATS might move. We'll see. ONCS has been one of those that has moved before, but just doesn't quite have the volume here. I'm actually more interested in watching Tesla and then how some of the gaps close here on some of the tech stocks. So I know Zunaid already mentioned AMD. Apple here obviously has been real strong. We gapped down. It looks like it's trying to trade back up towards 175. Let's see if we get there. VIX is a little bit elevated here at 22, but still pretty low considering. So I just want to see how the market actually trades on that opening print. We're looking at the Dow futures down 58, S&P near flat, down 6 points here. So we'll see what the opening print is. I'm going to be watching the scanner and listening to the squawk predominantly to see new issues we're going to be able to trade here today.
Well, let's go ahead. Let's get it started. Let's see what's going on out there. And if the cannabis can get moving, we'll be watching out there to see if cannabis can get hot. It's getting smoked in the pre-market, so we'll definitely see what happened here. I am actually long CGC, guys. I've been long it since our last trading day on Friday. 805s could have taken, profit in the 860s into the close on Friday, but I wanted to hold on at least towards Monday to see if we got some extension. Today we're going to be holding to see if we can hold the 774 pullbacks. I'm in at 805 just to give you guys some insight there. Going to be watching to see if CGC can hold here. We'll see. I mean, a pullback towards this 774 is okay as long as we can get back up through that 8 and then look towards the 850s and 9 today. I'd be looking for a move above that 875 going towards 918s, 950s if we do get the breakout. We'll see what happens. Of course, it could go either way. And I'm going to be watching this trade first right out the gates to make sure that we're okay in that game. Other one that I do have on for a swing trade is LTHM, which is a lithium player. We got in this one at 2507. We're at 2580s at 26 on the top side. If we could pull back towards 25 today, even 2475. So I'll be watching that one. I'll let you guys know if I do add to this trade, but I am feeling confident in lithium. It just could pull back for a little bit, and then you see the extension. What do you want to see? You want to see stocks like LAC that had a pullback on Friday start pushing back towards the high. MP is the leader right now. This has been ripping out. I've been watching this one, and look how those big moves. We'll see if that one can get back through 57 today and showing you that good lift. PLL, you'll look for a move above 78s. These are those lithium players. But let me go into the areas that I would watch today. I would watch utilities. Utilities is definitely going to be on watch. I'm going to be looking for this to continue ripping. If you take a look here, we were watching utilities here on February 21st. Now look where we're at on this. Now we're really starting to push, and now we're starting to get that lift in utilities. So you guys can be watching names like Duke. You should be watching POR, one of my favorite, Portland General Electric. Look how this daily candle is setting on up. If that's a beautiful chart right there. These aren't the biggest gainers, but I can tell you, I like to trade where the money's going. And I think right now the money's going into utilities. And so you can take a look at NEE. This is a good one to look at for breakout above 84, going towards 85 today. Going to watch D. Look at Dominion Energy. This has been pushing on up. Could pull back towards 83, but it has been breaking out. Another one that you can watch, big mover, SRE. SRE has been pushing. Look at this move since, what was that time? That was March 28th. You got like a 20, 30% move there in SRE. Could pull back right now, but definitely getting hot as of late. XEL is another one you guys can watch. Watch all these. I'm going to be watching also energy plays, of course. MRO. We talk about how it loves to go towards the top of the channel. I actually could see this actually pushing back on up there towards the top. So I'm going to look for a move towards 2650 today. It could hold back, a pullback towards 25 first, and then get you that move on up. We'll see what happens in oil today.
And Mitch, we'll see. Oil futures here down almost 6.5%. So you might even get a pullback in some of those names.
Exactly. I'd expect I'd be looking for red to green moves. I'm going to be watching to see if oil can get back into the green.
Smart. I was going to say, let me just really quickly address Will here. Will NYC is saying no crypto. I'll let you guys let me know if you guys are going to trade anything. Obviously, what he's referring to is the gigantic pop that crypto saw over the weekend. Pretty much all of the coins, or at least the main coins, are up and have been up over the weekend. What's interesting here, I'm obviously a big fan of crypto itself, not necessarily the stocks that are tied to crypto. This move is really, really important. It's definitely worth mentioning. We're right up into a former support zone that's clearly now resistance. Honestly, I think that if we take this zone down, next here is probably going to be that 52K level, key level here for Bitcoin. This actually goes all the way back to April of last year. I want to see if this gets taken out. I think inevitably, if we take out 52K, we probably make a run towards all-time highs. Certainly don't think all of that's going to happen today. As far as trading stocks that are linked to Bitcoin, that's not my game. That's not something that I really do. The connection to me is dubious. However, if those appear on the scanner and they're moving around because Bitcoin is that underlying catalyst, then I'm sure we would end up doing short-term trades here, just like we do on some of the other small caps on range breaks, high-a-day breaks, and things of that nature. So we're going to be watching those, but I don't necessarily have a thesis for trading those. I would rather just own the coins themselves. And instead of trading them, I'd rather just hodl them. So if you guys are looking to trade that, I'd love to hear what your strategy is on it.
All right, I think I'll be watching HUT today. That's on my radar. I'll be watching kind of the mining plays to get moving. So those will be on my radar. I'm going to go through some news out here. Of course, Tesla news. The Tesla will ask shareholders to authorize the issuance of additional shares. So could be a split coming there. Supposed talks, they're trying to meet the dividend. Then you got Beyond Meat sliding 5.1% in pre-market after the Piper Sandler downgraded the stock from underweight for neutral. And so their downside look there on Beyond Meat. Coinbase supposedly reported near a deal to buy 2TM, the parent Brazilian cryptocurrency brokerage, Mercado Bitcoin. So according to a local newspaper, we'll see what happens in Coinbase today. Apple, why you guys are seeing Apple down today is that Apple reportedly cut planned iPhone SE output by 20% next quarter, according to a report by a news service. And then what happened there was essentially weaker than expected demand for the iPhone SE. So there you guys have it. Downside look there on Apple, at least starting in the pre-market. We'll see how we react towards the bell. I'm going to keep watch on Apple because if it flushes, I think it follows. The market will follow it. So we'll keep an eye out and see what happens in Apple today. All right, we'll see what happens also, of course, in the Treasury yields. I've been watching that as we get closer and closer to inversion. We'll be watching today. I did see mentioned in the chat some technology names like solar names being mentioned. We'll see what happens. It's been just slow stepping up. So keep your eyes on like leaders like ENPH. If you can see that rip, then I'd keep an eye out on some of these solar names. Other ones to keep on watch, of course, we've had steel make a complete massive rip. You could get a pullback today, so just be careful out there. I think that you're getting closer and closer towards those extended periods in steel, so you could see a little bit of a slowdown. Agricultural inputs also, I'm going to be watching those to see how those keep pushing. Seed trying to come back, CGA coming back there, SMG looking like it wants to come back on up, so keep these on watch. UAN is one that I gave last week, has just been continuing to push. We'll see how these kind of move. And of course, the leaders have been here, MOS as of late, and you could also watch CF. So watch for some of these maybe to turn around and pull back a little bit, but are definitely some of the strongest in the market. All right, let's go to stocks from the chat. I'm going to go ahead and roll through. If you guys see a stock you guys want to mention, definitely we can go ahead and hit it. All right, looking through here. What other ones are looking? Coins should pop, says JD. We'll keep an eye out on coin.
Yeah, I think coin's already up this early this morning. I think.
Yeah, my only thing
might be a YOLO.
Yeah, my only thing with coin is that they're buying a company that they're probably going to have to use either their stock or money, right? Use their cash. I just don't see this as an upside look there for coin, but I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe it is an upside look. I personally don't see it as an upside because they're just not at evaluations that I think make sense still. I think coin still has some downside to go. We'll see what happens in coin, but it has been just completely weak since the IPO. I know a lot of people are trying to call the bottom in that one, just like they're trying to call the bottom in Hood.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to hit the bottom. I don't know if I'm going to call the bottom, but I'd like to be in on coin for the long term near a bottom. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think 190 is a bad price for it, but we'll see what happens, guys. Like always, it's all about what happens in their story. Can they turn it around, and can they actually start getting into the green on their stock price? I mean, it just has been keep coming down. Same thing you could say about Robinhood. Let's see what happens out there. What other stocks are you guys looking at? Financial services has been strong coming back. We'll see if that can continue pushing. Defensive is another area that I'd be watching. You can see how we're starting to get strong again. So certain stocks, like I've been watching the farm products, and look how the farm products have just taken off there, guys. That's an inflationary trade. I think you keep that one on watch. We've been watching some of those farming plays go on up, and some of the other ones could start making moves now. So just keep your eyes on some of these. If we take a look at the high capitalization ones like ADM, that one really pushed last week. I'd be watching Tyson Foods right now. A move back above 88 could be a really good move there for Tyson Foods for a swing trade. So I'm going to keep that one on watch there, potentially taking a swing trade in Tyson Food for a move back up towards 90. We'll keep that one on watch. BG already been pushing. Calm has been pushing. Dole, let's see if that one can start moving. AVO is another one that looking to fill the gap. We'll see what happens on these. Tobacco, packaged foods. There's a bunch of plays here you guys can watch. We'll see what happens. Food distribution is another area to keep on watch. They have been showing some strength there. U.S. Foods looking like it wants to continue pushing. That's one of my favorites. And then PFGC. Let's see if this one can come back and push through 52. All right. What other ones? TLT being mentioned. I don't think we usually ever look at
I'll be right back. I'm going to go fill up some water. Make sure you guys do too. I'll be right back.
Okay. Nice PSA there. Get your water, folks, before the market opens. We got 7 minutes.
Yeah, I would.
Zunaid always looking out for people.
I would do it too, Zunaid, but I'm running a show here, man.
That's right. We got it.
Let's keep going. I see AMD being mentioned in the chat, so let's take a look at AMD. AMD is a big level above it at 120. So that's the level I'd be watching. Above 120s, I'd definitely get bullish on AMD. Right now, it has that resistance. You see the hourly? Look at the 119.89s right above that where the 120 area is. Just keep that one on watch. I would use the hourly chart to see if it can get back on up there. And then not trying to get caught in a shorter time frame, but we'll see what happens there.
AMD looks like it wants to take out its 150-day moving average, which is about 123. So we'll see what kind of energy it has to get up there.
Let's keep going. Let's get to some other ones. SD being mentioned in the chat. Sand Ridge Energy. All right, not a bad one to take a look at. We're looking at an oil and gas play. I like the weekly if it pulled on back here. It already kind of did that pull, so this looks like a cup and handle type of trade. Now we would have wanted to see it break the 615 or 16 on the pullback. Let's see if it pulls back close towards that 615 out the gates, and then you get a push right back through the high, which is 1742, and that's a weekly high. So if you take a look here on the daily, you'll see that kind of that last push that was on Friday. We'll see if we can get back through that level. VZ being mentioned by Daniel. Let's take a look there. Verizon. What do you think about this chart, Ryan?
Yeah, let me take a look here. Let me actually chart Verizon.
I haven't taken a look at Verizon in a while.
Yeah,
I can
me
tell you right
either.
now, I have a trend line that it kind of respected, but then it kind of held as resistance last week. So just be careful about that.
I mean, to me, it looks like this kind of fell out of a channel that it was in. And it looks like it broke down on March 18th. Now, it does look like it's kind of found its low and it's curling back up here. This chart to me looks like Verizon wants to make a run at 52. Now, I know this thing trades pretty thick, right? So we're only talking about 70 cents from where we're at right now. But it certainly looks like this chart is starting to curl back up. Verizon for me is a dividend play, add on weakness.
All right, Oxy, I'll be looking for some upside action. That's in the oil play. I'll be looking for a pullback into the 55 area probably, and then see it come back through the 60s later on in the week. We'll see what happens in Oxy. Let's keep going to some other names. I'm going to keep going through as many as I can here. Bros, we got Bros pulling on back here. I would watch the 51 pullback, but right now, as long as it can come back on up and take out the highs here, I'd be looking for a breakout above 60s. We'll see what happens on this one. First thing I would tell you guys is look for some upside action. I'd look for the breakout through the trend line versus trying to catch the dips right now. But like always, make your own investment decision, guys. GOLD gold being mentioned in the chat. You can see how we turned around on Friday. Even though it made a big push, it just didn't hold the gains. We'll see if this can get back on up through the 2450 level. That's the level that I would look for bullish move. If not, gold could pull back. Let's take a look there at some other names here.
Yeah, Steve is talking about HYMC. Interesting on HYMC. There was a PR late Friday that caused this move here. So Highcroft completes $138.6 million at the market equity offering program. There was another one though. Highcroft. There was can't find it here. Maybe that was it. In any case, there was a PR, or this had to have been it. There was a PR late Friday that caused this to pop up here. Now it's holding that 160 level pretty good. To me, this would be a perfect trade off of 160 if we can get it. 185 is going to be your high, so those are going to be the levels that I'm watching here. Let me put this down at 160. And 185. So I in a perfect world, I'd love to be able to trade this buy at 160, sell near 185. We'll see what happens. I'm going to wait for the market to open to actually make a decision here. I want to see what the big volume looks like.
All right, we already covered Apple and AMD, so if you missed those, Nini, for real, you can just go ahead and rewind, catch that up there. So we already went through Apple and AMD. Let's take a look here at Cliff. I know that a lot of people are watching this one after the last run that it did. I think you watch the highs. Do you take out the highs there at 33, 34, or do you pull back into this kind of 9 EMA down towards 30? So today is just going to be one of those days that you got to keep it tight. I think in Cliffs, you could see pullbacks towards these wicks, the 32s, but you really don't want to see those lower wicks break. You got 3 wicks down there towards 3169 or 3170. I wouldn't want to see that break. If it comes back down towards that level, that's okay. But it shouldn't break that 3170s, because then you get that move down towards 30, or at least you have the open space to get down there towards the 30. If not, even back down there towards, let's say, 2966. So just be careful today. But if you do take out the high, and I would look for a move above 3318s to take out the 33.34. So you want to see it push through that level around the 32.20s and then really push through the 34 level. That's the high that you see on the chart, and that's from Friday. All right, some other ones being mentioned in the chat. What's going on out there, guys? I'm trying to get through as many as possible here, and we'll keep on watch. One thing to mention, though, that Kramer did call this the new bull market. So I don't know if that's a bearish indicator, if I've ever seen one, but that might be a bearish indicator.
So you definitely know that it's a bearish indicator is what you're saying?
Well, it just depends. If Kramer says everything's bullish, I mean, I start looking the other way, man.
I don't blame you.
But we'll see what
don't
happens.
Blame you.
Let's go over Tell, Jessica. That's a good one to go over.
We're about to open here, Mitch.
Tell's a
Good luck,
good one.
everyone.
I'll keep watch to see what happens here at the gates. Keep watch on Tell. Natural gas should take on off, I think, in April. If we take a look at Boyle, that's been an absolute monster. Today, I might trade Gush on a pullback here, guys, and an hourly pullback. So just be careful. We'll see what happens, and we'll see if I take some oil names on the upside.
All right, you've got Facebook already popping above the 223 level that I had an alert set on. I'm going to wait for a pullback, see how it behaves.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's do this, guys. Let's get it going. The chat is off and running. The bell is here, and it's time to make some money. Kramer is the bane of the markets. I think that's pretty funny. There's CGC popping on up there, guys. Not looking bad. They're already up there towards the 834s. We're in this one towards 805. So if we can get towards 850s, I'm going to sell a little bit and just look to keep the rest here.
On which one? CGC. Okay.
CGC.
Yeah, I like CGC.
Right out the gates there. Looking for some cannabis play right now.
How are the other cannabis plays? Maybe that's our play out of the open here.
Yeah, let's hear. Let's watch. Let's do a 3-chart action here. AMC is pushing on also, so you guys can take a look at AMC. It is pushing there. Don't know if Zunaid wants to keep an eye on it. I know he's been trading GME and AMC. We'll see what happens there. Nice little push out the gates. We'll see if it holds 21 and keeps going there. So CGC, I'm going to put here. I'm going to put Tilray in the middle here, and I'm going to put also Chronos on the right-hand side. We'll see if these can kind of start pushing. There's a pullback in CGC. We don't want to see it break down through the $8 price point. One of the important things I think you need to do with these kind of cannabis plays is look at the hourly charts, because a lot of these price action was done on kind of the Thursday or Friday into the close, and then Friday you had like kind of sideways action. So keep your eyes on that on those Friday levels to see if they hold pullbacks out the gates.
Talk to me, Ryan.
I'm looking at KXIN here. We got a refresh seller at 166 though. This is probably I'm keeping a real tight stop here. So we'll see if they can if they can push off 165 here. I think we might break VWAP at 168 and then push towards 180. But there's a huge refresh seller going here. So I'm in right now at 166, but I'm going to cut this in a hurry if it goes the other direction.
All right.
That's KXIN. I don't think I might have screwed up the ticker there. KXIN.
I'm going to take a shot here. I'm going to take a Tesla YOLO in the sense of giving it some wiggle room, at least 50%. But I grabbed the 1150 calls on Tesla. I got filled at 932. And that's the 1150 calls on Tesla. I'm hoping for it to kind of dip all the way down to about maybe the 1050 or the 1040 area so I can grab some more. But the break of 1080 should give this a nice momentum towards 1100s.
Yeah, took a small loss there in KXIN. Not ready to go yet. Would love to see this come back in towards 160. Had to try to play something out of the gate here, but 0 for 1.
All right, from the open, you got technology leading, and of course, one that was brought into the chat there. So I got to give a shout out to, I think it was Easy that brought up the solar names. ENPH moving up nice, significantly right out the gates. SEDG, FSR, SPWR. I'm looking to get some of these solar names. I'll look for the pullback. We'll see what happens here. But definitely some of these solar names pushing right out the gates, like this resistance kind of hold pullback here for run. So that one's an interesting one for me. And SPWR also very similar charts there. I'm going to look for SPWR. I usually like that price action a little bit more. So looking for pullbacks towards 21.25 there. We just got to push about 70 cents there.
So I got Riot on the scanner here right off the open.
There you go.
CELZ moving again. That had a big day. BITF, that's another Bitcoin name. Bitfarms, yeah, that's another Bitcoin name. So some of these Bitcoin names coming up on the scanner here. We'll see if this actually materializes. Not in any of these, though.
You've got Mullen trying to break the 270s, by the way.
Looking for a pullback in SPWR. I'll let you guys know if I get that pullback to get in there.
And there's Microsoft as well, making highs of 307 plus.
Yep.
Nice move off the open on that.
All right, with Tesla moving on up, you could see the other auto manufacturers start getting a run. You're seeing NIO push, XPEV push, Rivian push today right out the gate. So keep your eyes on that one. What looks bullish here?
KWeb is moving too, right off the scanner here.
Yeah, Rivian looks good also. Just kind of give that one. I definitely think that one has a nice chart there.
So these China ETFs moving up, Yin, CWeb, KWeb, all of those moving up here on the first trade. Interesting. Not in any of these. IQ, I believe this is a Chinese name too.
All right, SPY looking like it went on up right before the pre-market open, and then it just started breaking back down. We'll see what happens here. If it can push on up through the 453s, that's the level to look for the upside. Big level for me today is 458 on the upside. If that happens today, we are in a new bull market in my eyes. Choo-choo, do. So these are these important levels. If you look at these highs here, I think we will run into them. If we can turn around there, wouldn't be the best. But if we can get towards that green bar, which is that first drop from, I think we got January 20th here. That's what I'm keeping an eye on. All right, looking better in CGC here. Looking to add here if we can, and then get it back up into the 830s here.
Tesla went all the way down to about, what is this, the 1053 lows, and then it popped right back up. Now trying to flirt with VWAP here. Our calls are up exactly 2%, so do with that what you will. I'm obviously waiting to add more. If it did go below 1050s, didn't get the opportunity. But if this 10-minute candle can close green above VWAP, that would give me some confidence there. We've got about 3 minutes left to go for that to happen. You got the SPY trying to go green as well. Microsoft just relentless. Now above 308. Oh, shoot.
Someone dropped something there?
Not my dignity, thankfully, but just my phone.
Well, at least you didn't spill water on the keyboard. That's.
I did that over the weekend. I'm a little upset you brought it up.
Okay. All right. Well then. I'm a little upset. DATS is moving to highs here, Danny. It looks like Danny and Ron, you guys were calling DATS. Just ran away from me. Did they have a PR this morning? Yeah.
CGC pulling back there, guys. We'll see what happens in
Coming
CGC.
out to launch a metaverse advertising NFT monetization platform. So some of those NFT names, wondered, are any of the other NFT names moving off that DATS PR? TCAT, not really. It was a thought.
I think this is just more of a squeeze on a Chinese name.
Keep an eye on HUT for it to possibly move here. You've got the $6.50 calls coming in, approximately $40,000 worth. HUT.
HUT highs right too here. Are they sweeping? Did you say?
Yeah, I've got the sweeps on the $6.50 calls expiring this week. Stock's currently trading at about 5 cents away from in the money. I'm going to take a small starter here on HUT. Got filled at $6.43.
Nice little push. That was the one I was watching in pre-market, HUT. That's the one I like, the one that trades the best, at least for me, in the pattern-wise. Barra also is setting up there for above 3150s, and you got a nice VWAP bounce on that one, just to give you guys some insight on how the miners are doing. I would probably trade the miners, but I'm going to stick to the CGC right now. So HUT does look great, though. I would say that.
All right, let's see. Facebook. Kind of want to trade it, but I'm already in Tesla. By the way, there it is. Tesla going green above VWAP. About a minute left for this 10-minute candle to close. Those Tesla calls are now up about 13%. So do with it what you will. I'm hoping for at least a test of 1080s. And HUT trying to break 650s.
Another one you guys can watch today is Tiger, TIGR. Watch that one today. That one's looking good right out the gates. Just popped about, 4.28% there. From about 580s towards 610. Could see a pullback towards 595 and then a breakout above 6 here. That's TIGR, if you guys want to take a look at that one.
Hut
Apple
trying to
looks
break
like it's trying to
650.
trade back up towards balance here. Amazon
HYMC starting to go there. HYMC, just be
Wait,
careful there,
like-
guys. I do know that there's a couple chat rooms watching that HYMC, so I always put that out there as an alert that you are going to probably be trading with pumps and dumps types of people. So just be careful out there. I'll put them as
try
types.
HYMC here. They got a huge spot at 175. Let's see if they take it. They took it.
Yep. All right, let's take a look at the SPY. SPY starting to bounce there a little bit. We'll see what happens there, if that can start moving there. Gush breaking back down there too. I'm keeping an eye on that one. I wanted to take one more takedown towards the 163 support, then start coming back there in oil.
So a tweet that's 14 minutes old. Hard Knocks this summer will be featuring the Detroit Lions.
Wow.
Yep. So I'm excited for that.
You've got Tesla, by the way. You're up 25% on those contracts. Please go ahead and scale out if you haven't done so already. We are approaching the pre-market highs of 1080. You've got Facebook popping as well, and the SPY. I want to kind of take a shot at SPY. Let's see what the daily expirations are looking like.
All right, guys. The dip was bought there in Apple. I'm not sure why, because it's bad news, but hey, they don't really care. They bought that thing.
And by the way, Hut above Hut above 650 now, above VWAP as well.
Yep.
Ticker HUT. I'm going to scale some out here on Hut since I'm up about 1% on those. Still holding half size.
Another one you get to look at is BTBT. Just putting out names there.
Yeah, and BTBT, I'm actually watching that, Mitch, right now. BTBT 410 spot. They took it initially and yanked it right back. 416 was your high from Friday.
Yeah, cheaper one that also pushing to Hive. That's HIVE.
BTBT pulling off that spot now.
All I got to say is about the fins. Fin up, baby.
All right, I'm going to run to the washroom. I'll be right back.
See ya. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sell my Tesla here. I went ahead and sold it at 12.14 on those Tesla calls. So we got filled at 9.32, sold at 12.14. That's a nice $200, $250 for a single contract on Tesla. I rarely play those on Monday, but with news like that, you have to. I do believe we'll get 1,100 or 1,100, but I want to make sure I take my gains because that's a nice
take those gains
morning there. And of course, we've still got Hut in play. Took some gains there as well. If Hut breaks below VWAP, I'm gonna be out. And you've got Facebook, and there's Tesla moving on up, and there's Facebook and SPY as well. I'm gonna wait for a pullback on some of these, especially if I can get a pullback in Microsoft. I want to play Microsoft. Just a beautiful move in the morning. In the first 10 minutes, I went ahead and got up like $5-6 there. On SPY, well, what's up, buddy? Welcome back.
Well, I left when BTBT was pulling, and when I came back, it was at day highs. So BTBT looking good.
Appreciate you, Peter. Hopefully you made some money on that.
Jeff D is saying, did anyone see that Elon Musk is thinking about starting his own social media platform? I did. Yeah. I did, Jeff D's. That would be a welcomed addition. I think that would flatten Twitter overnight.
Yeah, I was hoping that news or his tweets would come on during Friday. That way we could try to play some puts on Twitter. But here's Facebook pulling back. Here's the market as well. I'm going to take a little bit of a shot on the market. I'm going to go ahead and grab very small size to start things off here. I'm going to play the 453 calls on SPY expiring today. It looks like it's having trouble going above the previous close and staying above, but I'm going to take a shot here on Facebook. And you've also got Hut still in those shares as well. You're up about 2% on that.
Pros pushing today. That was a nice little VWAP bounce trade there. I feel like we're getting that first early momentum push. We'll see if we can get that continued momentum push.
Yeah.
No question about it. You've got SE as well moving. What's up?
No, I was going to say it looked like the market was trying to get going here and rally, but it looks like it's kind of stalled. It'd be interesting to see if we take out the highs from Friday. BT highs again. Highs of the day again. It sure feels like this is going higher, folks. Not in it. Not in it. Not in it.
All right, still in CGC, seeing that bottoming action by 1774. That's not that bad. We'll see if it breaks through that, and then we have to get out of the swing trade, but still sticking around for right now.
Does anyone know why Hood is up 5%, or is it just like a random move? Is there news on that? Let's see. Let me pull up my pro. PRO. What was I looking at? Oh, Hood. Sorry. Dude, Mondays are just crazy for me. I don't see any... No, I don't see anything crazy there. Let's see. We've got... Yeah, but you've got Facebook coming back to test VWAP here. Let's see what Hood... What do I want to do with Hood? I'm going to grab some shares here on Hood. No, I'm going to price. All right, I'm going to get some YOLO calls. I'm going to grab the... let me go ahead and get my fill. I can tell you guys, I went ahead and got the $13 calls on Hood. I got filled at 40 cents. Now, this is actually going to somewhat be a YOLO here, because if this crosses below VWAP and closes, that could mean that these contracts will probably start being down about maybe 25% or so. So since it's Monday, everything for me is kind of small size. Even the Tesla contract only had one or two there. And you've got HUT coming back to test the 650s. And you've got Facebook trying to stay above VWAP here. Come on. Come on, Hood. Let's see what our levels are on Hood. Yeah, it's got room, but did Hood ever hit 10 bucks? I'll be upset if it did and I missed it. Yep, sure did. What a loser.
What a loser. Oh.
Gotta love the $10 bounces, man. Or 10, the 50, the hundreds, whatever. I mean, just look at that. March 15th, 10 bucks. Up about 40% ever since, if you will. But let's get back to this. Let's get back to that. Move this here.
I'm still watching BT. It looks like it wants to make a run at this high here, or at this 415 level, but big seller there. Cannabis still trading down out of the open here. Tilray, CGC, ACB, all of them. Oops. Yep. FSRD spiking. A little too late for me, I think, there.
Went ahead and got some
sorry.
HUT equity. You're fine. Got filled at 652, risking all the way to about 637, hoping to get a profit taking at 667. So I added some more shares on the TradeStation side, but I'm already in on the E-Trade at 644. So just a little bit of an ad for me. SPY trying to flirt. Really want this 10-minute candle to close above the previous close. We've got about 1:14 left to go on that side. Facebook coming down, Hood coming down. If you're uncomfortable with any of these positions, they're pretty much near break even, if not slight profit. Please take them. My SPY calls are down 2%.
Jessica asking Ryan, is Ryan yours? That's ticker for Ryan's Specialty Group Holdings. That is. That's just the holdings company that I own. I try to do other stuff during the day. Just
come on,
nothing to do with me. Okay, I hear BT.
Let me pull up.
Took out the 415 level.
There you go. That's a nice little VWAP bounce play right there.
I want to see if it takes out 460 out back, pulling back beneath 415 here. So that's what I mean. There's a big seller right up here, but I think if it takes this area out, we actually might go on this stock. What does Ryan do? Ryan specialty service provider for specialty products and solution for insurance brokers, agents, and carriers.
What does Ryan do, man?
It provides distribution, underwriting, product development, administration, and risk management services as acting as a wholesale broker and managing underwriter. It doesn't really sound like me, to be honest. I'd like to take credit for that and say that it's mine, but it isn't. At first, I thought it was going to be Ryanair, and I was like, "Oh hell no!" But it was not.
Are they like an awful airline company or something?
Yeah, that's that puddle jumper that does the Europe flights, like moves you around Europe. And I've never been on them, but I've not heard good things. It's
I
like,
see.
Think of it like this: the Spirit of UK.
That helps me understand what life is going. I get it. I got you.
I don't know if that's true though. I mean, say if anyone in the chat, if you've flown Ryanair on a scale of 1 to 5,
Ryanair.
rate it for me.
I love it.
Fly for pennies in the EU. Yep, Missy, you got it.
All right, you've got SPY above the previous close. Now he needs to break session highs at 453. HUT climbing on up as well. Got some HUD shares equity, 1284 for y'all. And you've got Tesla right at VWAP, bouncing. Oh, man, I could have grabbed some calls on that maybe. Oh, and would you look at that? Where was a slight rejection on Tesla at the pre-market highs? Just like we talked about. Now it's coming back. Tesla and VWAP should bounce above. I still do believe that we'll have it be at 1100s later today, but I'm not going to put money where my mouth is because we already got that trade. HUT trying to break high a day here at 660s, close to it, about a few cents away. Come on, baby. SPY calls are up about 4%, so do with that what you will. Come on, HUT.
Ashtrays in the armrest of my Ryanair flight. Okay. Flew with Ryanair in Europe. Honestly, I didn't mind. All right, good, Zach. I'm glad. That's good to know. Ryan spit on Ryanair, aka flying dumpster. Okay.
Come on, Hood. Come on, Hood. I need you to bounce here, pal. SPY did hit session highs, by the way. What's up?
I'm just reading all the comments about Ryanair. Lawrence says Ryanair is like riding a dirty NYC taxi. Black Mage asked if we are allowed to take the scale into the negative side. Oh, good stuff. So it looks like there's back and forth.
Dude, Ryanair, bro.
I did see a comment here about being a billionaire that I'm going to address real fast. For the ones that don't know, Ryan is a billionaire and enjoys teaching little folks how he made his billions. Okay, no, I do not have billions. If I did, this would be a lot more fun of a show. I do not have those. I will absolutely try to teach any chance that I get. It's in my blood, but I am not a billionaire. Not even a millionaire yet.
Nah.
Mitch, I'm still trying to follow your ways, my man.
Dude, we'll get there someday.
You've got the SPY calls up about 11%. Scale out if you want. And you can see now HUT approaching 662 plus. Their breaks. I've got my take profit at 667. You can see 500 shares on HUT. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Actually, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to keep my E-Trade shares.
Good job on HUT, by the way. I wasted the last 10 minutes here watching BTBT while you're doing a successful trade.
Thank you.
HUT.
Thank you.
It's quarterbacking over here, man.
Hex Pony, Ryan the Master Furu. That is a title I don't want at all. Nice job on HYMC, Steve. I piked that one and looked a little heavy for me. I got out just a couple of cents gain, but nice job on that. 186 here, highs a day, HYMC. Great trade there.
HUT.
All right, come on, SPY. Come on, SPY. Keep it moving, pal.
Carnival with a rip today, guys. That was a nice view out bounce trade. I don't know if anybody caught that, but nice move in Carnival today above 1905s. Why is this ripping? I don't really know. I was looking for catalysts to see if we had one, but keep your eyes on it. It is bottoming out there in that 1905, trying to find a bottom there and hold 18s on pullbacks. So it's not a bad idea for maybe a swing. Seeing CGC coming back, working its way back towards VWAP. It held the pullbacks that we were looking for it to hold. Let's see if it takes out 8 and gets towards that 850 and gets moving. SPY here starting to kind of top out here at the 453 level. The big thing is, does it break above there and do we get the breakout? We'll see what it right now. You take a look here at the hourly. We're right on that push. Let's see what happens.
Jessica, really good question here. Do you think it's best to push the amount of PT you use while under 25K, or just wait until you get to that point to make day trades? I guess I would need to know more about what you're asking about when you say push the amount of PDTs. I would say that it definitely use those day trades as you see fit, but instead try to be, as deliberate as you can and as, good risk to reward on most of your trades. If you find out that you need more than 3 day trades to fit your style, then maybe consider splitting some of those funds up into different brokers. But really, in terms of like heavy day trading, probably should wait until you have more funds. Sometimes day trades can go against you in a hurry. That'd just be my 2 cents.
The SPY calls, you're up about 19% on those. So please scale out as we are approaching. And there's the limit. I just got filled on HUT on TradeStation, got filled at 667. So we locked in those gains here. On the E-Trade side, we're up almost 4% as our average fill was 644. So on the E-Trade side, I'm probably going to wait to see if I can get maybe the 690s. Let me see.
BT broke out of that formation here. It's at 1920. I'm not in it.
AMD does look strong. Matter of fact, AMD went ahead and popped above 120. Bangity bang bang.
To give you some insights, AMD, beautiful hourly pullback. That's what I talked about in pre-market. Look for those hourly pullbacks to hold. You could have got that 117.86 risk off this wick here, 117.25s. You're back up there towards the high.
What you eating for breakfast, bro? What you eating with your
some bars, baby. You know it.
You know it. You could tell the way he sounded and the way that his head was tilted up. I was like, yeah, this man's eating something.
Hanging out.
I'm gonna go ahead and scale out on my SPY calls. We're up 30% on those. So I'm gonna scale out here. Got filled at $1.50. Gonna hold the rest. Should test 454s and possibly even 455s. And you've got AMD 130 calls coming in. Ooh, let's see. And not enough money behind that for me. But regardless, Hood is the only loser that I have at the moment. Hood, I'm down about 10% on my contracts. And you can see the equity side here as well. Got to feed the beast. Do they do this all day? We do this Monday through Thursday from 9 o'clock to 10:30, 11-ish. Sometimes Mitch will go on longer. And then, yeah, I sometimes will stream on my own Twitch and whatnot, but not consistently, unfortunately.
Yeah, not all day. I mean, unfortunately, we got to work. If not, we'd stay here all day, guys. You guys can always tip us to stay. We won't complain.
Let's see. Come on.
Yeah, so BT, this one I'm interested in. This thing can rip. If it can take out 420 here, we'll see. Missed the 416 takedown, but 420 now. Here, on it again. Definitely refresh seller here at 420 as well. Key level though, obviously.
What was the ticker? I'm sorry, BT.
BT. Yep.
I got your pal right here. There you go. Yeah, VWAP near there. VWAP on BT is about, on E-Trade, it shows me
412. I have it as.
So, yeah, I've got it at 420 on E-Trade. I've got it at 410 on TradeStation. You got to love it.
One more dip and Gush to start taking a size in approach there and Gush. I'll let you guys know when I start taking that.
All right, you've got Tesla flirting with VWAP. Just look at the 1 minute. It's just kind of hanging right near VWAP. It's like boing, 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 boing. Trying to break above the 1075. Let's see what those options are that we sold. Let's see if we can get back in them at a solid price. We sold them at 12.14. They're now back at 10.75. I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to leave it be. What's another? Let's see.
Market highs here too.
Is David Green ever a guest on the show? I don't know what time he comes in. I know he does some days. I don't know the schedule. Maybe Mitch can enlighten us. I don't know what his schedule is.
No bueno. I don't know. You have to ask Benzinga Live. That's the show that he goes on.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Benzinga Live, guys. He comes on Benzinga Live. I'm not sure exactly what dates, but that show starts at 11:30 a.m. Eastern.
I'm going to go ahead and take a starter position on 120 calls on AMD expiring this week. Went ahead and got filled at $3. Or excuse me, I got filled at 301. AMD, if it crosses near 3, if it gets near 119, I will grab some more size, and then a break below 10-minute candle on that, I will go in and get out. Looks like hood contracts, I'm down about 16%, so that's not doing well for me. I'm going to go ahead and...
Jonathan says he's seen them on Thursdays. So
there you
go. Give a thank. Appreciate that. One I will mention here, Jessica's comment here. I've been wondering why some day traders take losses when the charts end up going up later in the day. Why don't they wait? Too risky? Well, one of the things to understand there is a lot of times between, let's say, a day trader and a swing trader, what are they trying to do, right? What's the goal there of why would you go from day trading to swing trading? So a lot of times when you're going into swing trading, you're trying to give yourself more room. So you're trying to get around the volatility of the stock to give yourself a chance for the direction that you're looking, whether that be the downside or the upside. You're looking to try to get a smaller share size so that you can get around the volatility of the stock and give yourself some more room on the loss. Also, you're going to give more room for your reward too. So let's say if you were doing a day trade and you were taking an approach like a 2-to-1 look. Now, as a swing trader, you should be looking more like a 4-to-1 look or even a 6-to-1 look. And what is this going to do? It's going to help you get around the volatility. Now, of course, as a day trader, one thing you can do is you can jump on the volatility that day. You can jump on the momentum that day and make big gains. That's why people day trade a lot of the times, because they're looking for short-term moves and short-term profits. But like always, why do they sell at certain moments? Yes, you are 100%. It's your last question. Is it too risky? Yes, there's a point where too much risk is involved and you need to cut the trade, especially if you are objective in setting your risk to begin with. Boom.
Yeah, Jessica's also talking about going up later that day. Yeah, it's risky, because especially if I'm playing SPY calls that expire today. I mean, right now, you can see how quick of a move. I took profits on SPY when the contracts were up 20%. Now they're down 10% on the remaining that I have. So you can see that's a 30% swing. If I didn't lock in those gains, I just had that trade go red to green, you know? So you want to go to make sure you lock in gains. And another example would be HUT. I went ahead and took profits around the, there, you can see it right there. What is that? It's not going to pull up. I think it was a 667. There you go. 667. Now it's back at 450s below. So you want to go ahead and lock it in as much as possible. I'm going to grab one final last stand here on hood. My contracts are down about 20%. I'm going to grab some more, though. If I can get filled, I'll let you know. What is my fill? My fill is 32 cents.
Starter on Gush.
Ooh, Gush, huh?
Yep, starter on Gush. And add towards CGC right now. Taking a shot on CGC also.
The Gush trade, is that you're thinking that oil just kind of reverses or is oversold at this point?
Exactly.
Like it.
I was looking at these levels to begin the day, 164.77. We went through it on a wick on the 3-minute. You can see we went to 164.75. So now I'm looking for that to hold here and looking for the momentum to start. This is the started position, so we could see it go sideways, and we want to see it get back above VWAP and then hold above VWAP. Once we get that close above VWAP, we can add to the position looking for a push above. CGC, I'll show you guys why I added on there and why I'm taking a bigger shot there in CGC. Started seeing multiple times we're trying to get towards this VWAP, we're rejecting off of it, but the bars and volume is actually increasing into the move every time we come on up. I'm looking for this MACD to turn on over. If that could cross on over, that would give us a good look. So we're looking for a push. The MACD would start looking like this, and then you'd get the cross on over here where you get the cross back through. And then that's what we're going to look to see. Do we get that crossover or confirmation to keep adding towards the position? All right. Are we starting to see SPY turnaround? I want you guys to tell me, not me.
SPY has turned off its highs.
Okay. Thank you. You guys got a more subjective approach of it now, because my trades are literally, at least the oil trades, the opposite way. So we'll see what happens there. Robert said, good explanation. I have weekly swings and daily options depending on trends. Watch too many wins turn into losses because I wanted 110% returns instead of being happy with taking 20 to 80% profits repeatedly.
You know, a lot of it has to do with the market environment too, right? When things are getting pulled real quick and aren't running a whole lot, take the gains when you have them. Being able to call the top and the bottom is a fool's game. You're not going to be able to do that consistently. So taking the meat of the move is going to be more important, and that's where your risk management is truly going to shine.
All right, let's see if we can get this push and gush here. I'm seeing multiple bottoms by that 165 level. So we want to see that 165 break. We want to see it come back towards 170, and that could really start getting some stocks roaring in oil. So with that being said, I'm going to put out Oxy also near the support there, 56. So you guys can watch. I had a trend line drawn that went right towards about 55.50s, and we got towards a low today of 55.59. And that's on Oxy, guys. We'll see if that one can bottom out there and then just start ripping hourly pullbacks towards the trend and then holding that trend. We'll see what happens here, Oxy.
Where's Hood? Where's Hood? There's Hood. My average price on those Hood calls is now 36, and that's at $13 calls.
All right, let's see if CGC can get back through 8s. 8s would be a really good level to watch to see if the volume comes in, if we're going to get that breakout or not. Are we going to get a cannabis run? I'd be paying attention to some cannabis stocks now. Let's take a look at the 3 charts that I had set up for cannabis. I can show you guys right now. Let me put on Chronos on here on the right. So we were looking for CGC to break out through 8s. We just hit that 8, went really quickly from the 790s to 8. Let's see if Tilray could follow, get through 840s. That's what I'd be watching in Tilray. You're starting to see that strength come into there. And then let's take a look at Chronos, which is actually the laggard type of play. This would be moving after CGC and Tilray. You can watch for Cron, and that's CRON. We'll see if these can start moving here. Can we get a cannabis push? Can we get high? We'll see what happens. Doom, doom. All right, let's keep watching some stocks out there. Let's take a look at the SPY. What do we got on the SPY? We got some topping action there. It was above the 453s. Can we get above the 453s and hold? We'll see what happens here as we're fighting a little bit on the pullback there. Getting a bigger pullback here in LTHM than I thought here. We're finally getting back down below the 25s. Looking to maybe add to this position towards 2460s, but the risk would be down towards 2450s. So you get a little bit closer towards that add. We'll get closer towards adding there, but make sure that we're risking off the 2450 if we are going to take that add in lithium plays. I do like the look, but as you can see, lithium has come down significantly today.
AMD trying to close the semi candle above the previous close. We like the look of that. I want to take a shot at GME, but I want it to come down closer to 160 before I can do that.
All right,
net moving on my scanner.
AMC ripping, held that 2218 pullback. That's a good look right there. It's continued to make that lift here. What are the next levels here for AMC, and where can we see it slow down? So to me, the next level on the hourly is towards 24. So I do think you have room towards 24. After that level, you really got a space up towards 28. So let's keep an eye out on there. I think first you got to see 24 get strong. But definitely has room to run towards 24. We'll see if it can get up there. Right now, it's at 2320s and has gone straight up from the open around 2067. AMC, we'll see if it can keep running. One thing I would do is I draw a trend line here, and I'm using a 3-minute chart here. As long as it can keep that trend, you're looking good. I think 24 is in play. CGC, let's see if we can finally start roaring here in the cannabis plays.
I'm gonna go to take a stab at NET. Ticker NET got filled at this week's 130 calls, got filled at 290. That's ticker NET. If it breaks below 124 right here, I would go ahead and stop out. But for now, I'm gonna get back in that trade or get in that trade. You can also see Hood coming up a little bit. We had an add-on Hood at 31 cents.
Real quick, I just want to shout out Kyle here. Kyle says, I never comment, just listen and learn. But thanks to you guys for the tips, I've made $2K in the past week. Lurkers enjoy the stream as well. Kyle, that's awesome, dude.
Way to go.
Congratulations. Keep up the good work. If we're doing anything that's helping you, then this is worth it. This is why we do this and don't charge anything. Great stuff. And whether you participate or whether you lurk is all the same. Whatever works for you, that's what we want you doing.
Money.
Don't feel forced into it. Just keep up the good work, my man. Good stuff.
No question about it. You can see Tesla trying to get above VWAP here. That 10-minute candle closed below. I'm not in Tesla anymore. Net, right, bouncing up off of VWAP. We want this one to break above the highs of 127s. Excuse me, the high of 127.50s, if you will. And I am seeing some flow coming into BBBY.
Yep.
Is that Bed Bath & Beyond?
Calls in there?
The Bed Bath & Beyond, baby. The squeezies. The squeezy's moving.
What'd you say, Ryan?
Did you see option sweeps in there, or what was it?
Yeah, okay. They're buying the $26 calls expiring this week. 26 stock currently at 23. Do with that what you will. They put in about $60,000 behind it. So I think we could see a nice little move here.
All right, SPY starting to break down there. We'll see if it starts taking down here towards 452. That's what I'd be looking for to see my change in trade there and gush. Just be careful in CGC. You want to see it hold pullbacks towards 1785 here. Any breaks to 1785 could get me out to take a small loss versus trying to keep on if it's not going to break above $8.
BBBY, wow, big move.
Definitely smash the like, guys. If you guys have been enjoying this, hit the like button. Let me see where we're at on the like department. We need to get towards 400 likes by the end of 11 a.m. Actually, we'll be gone by then. 10:30 is going to be that limit. Let's get towards 400 likes by 10:30. Let's do it, guys. We're at 181, over 850 people watching this. This is how you support us, guys. Really, at the end of the day, we want to keep this going. We want to keep doing this every single day for you. How do you do that? It's just hit the like button. As simple as that will help us keep pushing forward.
You can see Tesla trying to creep up above VWAP, baby. Let's go.
Black Mage saying fighting hard FOMO on GME right now. FOMO is a destroyer. Just be careful.
Trust me. I feel you, pal. I want to get into GME. I really do, but I'm waiting for a pullback. I just can't grab it right now. I want to get a pullback around 160s, and that's where I would start building a position here. I feel you, buddy. Trust me. I really do. Well, so here's the thing, right? That's why you can start maybe playing it off of different tickers that might be lagging, right? So whether it's BBBY, whether it's AMC or anything else. But for now, I'm hands off. This is the most I think I've had call options in a minute. So I'm like looking around to make sure I manage all my trades. By the way, if you're in that HUT trade with me, I got out on the TradeStation side, but I'm still in it on the E-Trade side. I went ahead and put in and ordered a stop loss at, I believe it was 35. Yeah, 35 cents. As soon as HUT crosses 635, it'll sell for me automatically. So please go ahead and do that. Beat, I hope you're doing all right. I hope everything's okay at the hospital. Hope you recover fine.
Right?
Or whatever you're
Man, I'm about to take
whatever you're dealing with, if you will. I don't understand how to trade Tesla. Let's look at Tesla.
Beat, damn, man. Hope all goes well.
Yeah, whether it's you or a
way.
family member, for sure. No question about it.
Also, I think I didn't get a chance to mention it. I wanted to have a moment of silence there for a fallen kitty here that I read up at the top there. Didn't want to mention it at the beginning of the show because I thought it was pretty sad to talk about. But it looks like someone has a fallen kitty that lost their kitten. So shout out to that. Let me roll back up, try to get towards that.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man. As Ryan and I, you know, we love our cats. So losing a kitten, I mean, that's just horrible. Whoever that was, power to you. I wish you the best moving forward. And sometimes, I mean, we can't explain what happens in life. Dun. Let's keep going, guys. Can I take a look at Triple L? I don't even know what Triple L is. I'll take a look there. Gush looking better, way better now, guys. I might add to this position, but I'm going to look for what's called a throwback. So a move above VWAP, coming back towards VWAP. VWAP is around 167.50s. So looking for a move below that to get an add there in Gush. So towards a move towards 167 is what I'm looking for. That's Gush. We'll see if it gets moving there. All right, what's Triple L? Don't know this one. All right, nice little setup, at least I'll tell you that much. I like the setup here, sideways here. It needs to get back above the 444s here. If you take a look at the hourly, I do like it on the hourly chart. You have another support around 401, and you're trying to get back towards the 475s to get into the 5 range. So that's kind of like your outlook here. I would want it to hold this last pullback where you're getting higher and higher lows on the 15 minutes. So that's a low of 419. As long as it can hold that on pullbacks right now, I like the way that the chart's trading here.
All right, on, let's see. I know I've got a couple of players that are coming down. Hood already talked about. Hood's kind of looking ugly. Man, here's the thing on Hood. I'm hoping I can get a bounce off of 1050, and I really want to grab some more shares. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go degenerate mode a little bit. Let's go ahead and grab 1,000 shares on Hood at 1051 if it comes, excuse me, at 1251 if it gets there. And then my stop loss will be 1235 on Hood.
Keeping a close eye on CGC there, rejected there to break out above 8s. And then I also saw some volume come in at 8s. I think someone tried to hit short there, 13,400 shares. We'll see what happens here. I'm just keeping a close eye on it. Can we find a bottom here in the 80s and come back towards 8? Or are we going to break through the 74s, immediately getting me out?
Let's see, a SPY below VWAP here. What's going on? Why?
And real quick, I wanted to address something that Nick was saying. Nick, you were talking about trading Tesla and how it's a loser for you all the time, and you want to paper trade it. I totally understand that. Tesla is actually one of those names where no matter what I do, I seem to trade it for a loss. I've just not been successful for it. Successful with trading it. So what I do is I simply don't trade it. If you want to go back. If you want to go back and paper trade, that's fine. Just take your real money off the line. I don't need, if I know I'm going to lose on something, I don't need to try to force a square peg into a round hole and continue to try to trade that. Dial it back, maybe move to paper, maybe definitely reduce your size, whatever it is that you need to do, practice it, or simply move on to the next ticker. I gave up on Tesla. I was never able to trade it correct.
It happens, and one of the things is find the price zone that works for you. I know that some traders can trade from like $100 stocks to $20 stocks to $10 stocks, but there's some traders that just stick to a price range. They stick in either the mid caps, small caps, large caps. Find what works best for you. Look at your data and see if there's a specific price area that you do better in.
Don't give up on Tesla, says Brandon. No, I mean, I understand. And I understand the the impetus to trade that and all of it. It's just I don't have successful, so I do what I'm successful with. TG asking, is this paper trading you guys are doing? No, all three of us are doing real trades in our real accounts. We are actually losing money for you, TG.
Let's see what else is going on here. So I did go ahead and get filled on my hood shares. You can see there, now I've got about 1250 shares on TradeStation at an average price of 1258. That should be a lot of fun. Looks like my calls are starting to take a hit, so I'm going to start closing out. Let me see what SPY is doing. All right, since I've got some calls on the heavy side, and I definitely want to protect my gains thus far, I'm going to close out my SPYs. We went into gains at 30% profit. I'm going to go ahead and take a loss here on these at an 11% loss. So still green on that particular trade itself. I know I've got AMD calls. Let's see what's going on there. AMD is below VWAP, so I'm going to close out those calls, taking about a 17% loss on AMD. And let's go to Nets. Ryan, you got a trade for us?
No, taking a loss on STRN, not moving here. Not going to let it get out of hand.
Out CGC, guys. Out CGC.
Net is below VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and close out my net calls. Got taking a loss at 10%.
Cannabis did not want to hold there. Started breaking down there back through the 774s. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm out of the trade there. Gush still looking great here. We'll see what happens in that one.
So we talk about our animals here all of the time. Fairly decent segue. Just wanted to alert you guys. We are going to have an interview on the roadmap tomorrow for Cool Cats, founder, creative director, Elu, and possibly one of the artists. So if you're into NFTs, if you're into all that stuff, go ahead and check out our roadmap tomorrow. I'll try and get you a time here.
It's at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Thank you. I was going to say, Mitch, you ought to know what the schedule's like. You run the show.
Yeah, I think it's also one of the top 10 NFT projects.
At 2 p.m.
There you go. All right, things are coming back down. This is why we sell. Look at that. You can see NET coming back down, SPY coming back down. I'm probably going to get screwed sideways on my hood calls here. Matter of fact, let me protect those gains here. I'm going to get out of hood here, down 30%. That was my biggest loser today. Everything else was kind of minimal. But that was a YOLO, so a small size, so it's fine.
Just added to LTHM. That's a swing trade. We'll let you guys know if I do get out of that today, but keeping a close eye on it here. Just added to it. We'll see what happens in that one. If lithium can come back. That's looking well. If it can hold VWAP, get towards the 170, we'll be looking to make a good gain. All right, watching out there, catching up with the chat here.
I'm out here looking for trades. It's really been kind of a light morning for some of these day trade scalps. Really, I've taken 2 losses today. Really don't have much to show for it. Sorry about that, folks.
I want to go ahead and close this position on hood here as well. Yep, went ahead and closed that. Got filled at 1248, and then I went ahead and closed it on the E-Trade side as well. Already told you guys about that. What does a new quarter affect that? Affect what? I'm sorry.
There you go. Nice push and gush there.
Come on down. Yeah, you can see SPY trying to bounce off of the 452s. The fact that this 10-minute candle closed below VWAP just the way I like to trade. I like to get out of positions, which is why you saw me get out of SPY, get out of NET, get out of AMD, right around here. If this Tesla would have come down to about the 1050s, I would have taken another crack at it. But
all right, guys, Gush looking really great for us here, pushing through the 170s. I'm actually looking for now. It's continuing the momentum. Let's let it try to push towards 172. Let's see if it can continue seeing this push. All right, looks like we got over 845 people here, guys. Do me the favor, guys. Smash up that like. We got about 300 likes. Can we get to 400 before 10:30? About 6 minutes left here. Let's keep it going, guys. You guys want to keep these guys on? You guys want to make some money? Support us. Hit that like button. Let's keep it going, guys.
yeah, shout out to Holly making 18,000 today. Hey, way to go. I'd love to hear what you kind of traded and what your stop losses were and all that stuff, but that's awesome. Way to go, Holly.
Gushing on us. You gushing?
Bowie, you're asking what is my average on INOD? My price average on INOD is 641. 641 is my cost basis on INOD. Still in. Nice job, Holly. Awesome day.
If you want to get back into some of these stocks, I would look for a pop above VWAP and a hold as well. So Tesla trying to do that right now. Net trying to do that right now. PIK, I can take a look at PIK. Nothing really for me to play with here, not going to lie. If it can crack above VWAP, especially above 5, you can possibly have a trip back to 522. But till then, I'm going to stay away. Or you can try to place an order here at around 556 or so with a stop loss below 550s on PIK. But for me, I am going to stay away.
Oxy, guys, red to green. It's looking like that oil play that I was looking for in pre-market. Looking well right now. Look at that. Pull back in towards that 10 a.m. Look at that. Look when this reversed. 10 a.m. on the dot there. Boom. Back on up there through the highs, getting up towards the pre-market high now. Let's see if we can start pushing through there. That would be up towards 57.75. We're right now at 57.50s there in Oxy, and seeing the oil names starting to push there. Let's see MRO hanging on to that 25. We talked about potentially seeing that move towards 25 holding, then getting back towards 26. That's what I'd be watching in MRO. We'll see what happens. AMC now starting to really pull back towards the highs. The highs were 23.60. Then you get another one, 23.58. So those are the levels that I talk about. Definitely watch for pullbacks closer towards 22.18 now.
Good job there, Stephen Gaviria. HYMC back here at highs. Actually took out a huge block at 185. Like to see a little bit more volume here, but definitely curling back up here towards the highs. Great shout there.
Ali killing it. I like it. Some good names there. Oxy, Gush, Apple, Bros, KBH.
Love it.
Lennar. There you go. Holly, are you bearish overall on real estate, or are you just more along with planning to play the short-term momentum? I'd love to hear. That's one area that I feel like I have like a longer term outlook that it's still not playing in, but I'm wondering what happens. That's why I stay away from those.
Looking around here, folks.
We'll see what happens in the SPY here. It's starting to keep coming down there. I think you're starting to see the crackdown, but the big question is, do you get back towards the 453? Of course, the SPY loves to play games here, and from 10 a.m., we've been going down. At least from that point, I can tell you we have been going down. Let's see if we get the bounce back or not. Yo, this is hilarious. I wasn't looking at the screen, but Zunaid, look what my screen does. Zunaid and I, look at this. Boom.
You guys looking at the same thing? I'm telling you. That's why a lot of this technical analysis works, because a lot of these traders are looking at the exact same thing, especially when there are
it just shows you literally
and levels.
Literally, like It's almost to the key, and it's kind of funny because I draw it, he draws it, and I wasn't even looking to the left. We'll see what happens here. Let me take a look right quick at the sectors and the industries that are moving today. Utilities coming back into the green now. Remember, I talked about some of these names. Duke, look how that one's getting back towards VWAP. POR, I like. Let's see if that one can continue making move. NEE is another one to kind of watch. That one's held VWAP here and could push through that 84.33s going towards 84.50s. I also liked, you can take a look at D, Dominion Energy. That one's down below. If it can hold the VWAP here, get back through 84s, that looks good. SRE has been a complete monster kind of pushing. We'll see if that one can get back through 162.50s.
Dimples Simple. Ryan, what is your long price for BTBT? I am not in BTBT. I am not long. I did not trade this today. I was watching on BTBT. I was watching that 420 break when Bitcoin was really kind of trading up. This is kind of pulled back with Bitcoin. I'm not in this.
That NEE looks interesting for me right here for a push above 84.33s. Show you guys that trade right now. This setup to me looks perfect. I'm wondering if I scalp it here towards 84.50 and risk off the 84.20s here. But I need to set up really quickly there if I want to take the shot. But I do like the trade. Like it off the daily too. Daily level has resistance right there. So you're getting a multi-time frame level breakout right at that 84.33s. Let's see if we get that or not. I want to put up the time and sales here so I can see it.
Buffalo, yes, I am still in all 10 of those UEC calls. I'm actually down on the position now overall, but I still think we might get another pop. 53 days left till those expire. I'm willing to let this go here.
All right, lithium now back into the green. That lithium play for us not looking too bad. We'll see if we can get that to continue pushing here. Gush is still working well for us, so we're watching Gush. There you guys have NEE trying to push through that 84.33s. We'll see if we can get some big volume to come in here. I still haven't seen any big volume trade there.
Yeah, I'm still in my calls as well, by the way, on UEC. Especially because, look, I knew my risk reward was going to be 100 to 100, so I wanted to make sure that's where I scaled out. It was up, I think, as much as 80%. Hindsight, should have sold, but we told you guys 100. We wanted to abide by that. But SPY above VWAP here, though, as is Tesla, as is AMD. Nope, AMD trying to go above, and let's take a look at NET. Now I'm taking a look at all my trades that I closed out of. NET trying to go above, and then let's see what Hood is doing. All right. That's fine. Whatever. Take my losses and we move on. Put up Tesla here for us. Put up SPY here for us. Are you still in that Oxy trade? I can put that up.
No, I'm not in Oxy. I'm in Gush, but I do like Ox.
All right, I'll put up Gush here.
Still gushing it. Thinking about taking that NEE. The problem with it, it's not the biggest upside, and so I like to make sure that I have the right risk to reward.
Yeah, Steve, HYMC, new highs here now. You know, what was difficult with HYMC is a lot of these blocks that it cleared out on the way up, there wasn't a whole lot of follow through from it. Once they took the block out, it would trade up maybe a cent and then it'd get yanked back. That made it a little bit harder to trade. But this has been grinding and it is pushing up towards the highs. I gotta think that this is going to make a run at 2 here today, but not in it right now. And again, this actually goes back to our risk versus reward conversation that we were having about day traders taking losses and staying in things. I'm looking to play pops here, so if I don't get the pop, I'm likely to stay out of it. Not a whole lot of follow through here on HYMC. If you're going to ride it and let it grind up, awesome. That's been the winning trade today for sure.
You've got Tesla moving up, SPY coming down. Very fortunate on HUD. I think we went and took profits at 667. The top was 670. Then it came right back down to the 630s. And this is another reason why you want to scale out and lock in those gains. All right, it's 10:30. I'm going to take my steps, drink my water, finish my water, rather. I've done a terrible job of it, but got this what is this? 1 liter, I think this is. I don't know what this is. 64 ounces, so half a gallon there. Try to get used to drinking with this.
Half gallon is what, just under 2 liters? It's, I think 3.75 liters in a gallon.
Is a gallon in the coconut.
Yeah. Yep. So trying to drink at least halfway through this before I hit the gym. But appreciate you guys. Hope you guys made some money. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. But I will see y'all tomorrow. See ya, Mitch, Ryan. Take care, man.
See you, my friend. Later, Zunaid.
I'll actually be back at 3 o'clock, I believe, with Jonathan. So if you have some time and you want to hang out with Jonathan and I'll be back at 3 o'clock trading and talking options with him. So
yeah, that should be a blast. I was on with Jonathan last week.
Oh, yeah? Perfect. I'll be back. See you guys at 3. Bye.
CELZ. So Afan was asking, can you check on CELZ? Yeah, it looks like this is curling back up. 457 is going to be your intraday high. Lots of volume here traded. Really, really good day. We'll see it. I mean, my guess would be that this is going higher. I'm not in this right now, though. I'd actually want this to set up for a pop, set up for a range break here.
All right, trying to watch this NEE. I'm looking for it to create a 3-minute bottom here by 84s, and then I could take it back towards 84.33s. Did do a quick turnaround, keeping an eye out on the SPY to see if we break out through 453s. If we break down to 452s, that would be why I would want to take this NEE. Seeing 2 bottoms on the 1 minute, so I'm looking for one more bottom that would complete the 3-minute bottom there in NEE, and I'll take my shot. I love how Money Mitch is always trying to reach out to younger traders. Yes, that's what it's all about, man. I want to give back. That's why I'm here. Literally, guys. If not, I'd just trade by myself by now. But my biggest thing is to try to give back. And I have a favorite movie. It's called Pay It Forward. If you've never seen that movie, I definitely recommend watching it. And one of the biggest things in life you can do is pay it forward, right? Just help 3 people. Even if you can help 3 people, it should definitely help move the world forward and get towards a better place. So if you can just look around you, try to find 3 people that you can help and pay it forward.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Mitch. And for me, one of the things I've had a lot of people over the course of my journey help me out, whether it just be, support, emotional support, strategy, tactics, things that they've learned. And they've, especially when it comes to the market, I've been fortunate that I've found mentors that don't ask for any type of payment. So when I'm given a position to go on a show like this, where we talk about process and things like that, it's completely free. The only thing we ask for is that you click a like button, a little thumbs up button. To me, that's one of those opportunities to pay it forward, right? There were those that helped me, teach me lessons that helped me be more profitable. Now it's my turn to pass that on to somebody else. And if there's something that I can teach or help somebody with, and that saves them money or helps them make money, that's an immensely rewarding feeling. I'm a firm believer that anybody can do this.
NEE. Sorry about that.
Keep going, Ryan. No problem. I'm a firm believer that anyone can trade. It's not easy. Don't let people make you think that it's easy, but anyone can do this as long as you put in the work. And I'm willing to try and help any one of those people that I can. So,
all right, got long,
corny, but it is what it is.
NEE there, guys, at 84.10 there, 84.10 on NEE. What got me excited on that was the rejection of the SPY. I talked about how I wanted to look for a move towards 452 there. Look at NEE, was balancing off of that bottom. I looked for that 3-minute bottom to hold. There you guys have it, back up through the 84s, got in there at 84.10 here. So I'm in at the VWAP. I can hold below to those lows, which are 84, and we're looking for a move back through 84.33s. There's a big daily breakout if we can get back above that. So I'm looking good. And we're going to look for a push towards the high of the day. The high of the day today being 84.61 on NEE. And this was utilities. You guys know I was watching this in pre-market. This is why I want to make sure that I attack these, because if you're looking for a sector, an industry to move, and you see that move happening, you see the confirmation, it's not a bad thing to try to take a shot. I'm taking my shot here, NEE. All right, let's draw that out. That was 84.10s. That's about right here. Boom. All right, let's see if we can get towards that 84.33. Still in the gush trade here with SPY breaking down there. I'm going to look for it to take out the highs here, 170, 111, and get towards 172, where we'll start taking some profit and then look to continue the trend into the motion there. You can see how since 10 o'clock we've been straight up essentially here. So as long as we can keep holding those pullbacks from the wicks, you can draw a trend line up. And as long as that holds, I'm going to still be into this trade and it's keeping me in the trend. We'll see if this can keep moving. Another thing to watch is that 9 EMA. Look how it's holding it on pullbacks. That's a good look there for Gush. We'll keep riding that EMA and keep in the trend. All right, what's going on out there, guys? Looks like I pity the fool that does not hit the like. Let's keep it going, guys. Smash up that like button if you guys are having a good day or a good trading day, or maybe just having a good time listening to us here. Smash up that like and let's keep it going, guys.
I'm going to take a stab here on Grom. Oh, nope, never mind. It ran away from me. Tried to get in at 120, but it ran away from me. I'm going to pull the order and wait for this to set up. Up now, they're moving the bid up on Grom. They're moving the bid up. Huge bid here at 121. Interesting.
Jessica, look for alternatives. There's actually ways that you can get your child or something, but you have to be managing the account. But just look into it. There's great ways. And also remember that you don't need money to learn how to trade. I'll tell you that right now. You just need to first learn the mechanics of the market, learn a strategy, learn execution, practice that, learn more about how different stocks move. When the SPY goes down, what goes up? Things like that are going to definitely help you out. So like always, you can start them as early as possible and you could give them as much as they want to learn. You know, I recommend getting books first and then kind of working your way into the actual market.
Yeah, that's a really good piece of advice, Mitch. You don't actually need to be trading live money in order to be learning about this field. Sometimes just having your team read something like the Wall Street Journal, read what companies are doing that makes them attractive. Read, you know, about how Wall Street looks at some of these companies. Boy, Grom again highs here. Trying not to chase here, but it's Grom's trading really well. There are a number of things that you can do. And then when it comes to actual execution of trades, like Mitch was saying, you know, getting books or watching videos on how that's done is a really good starting step. And then also getting them on paper trading, right? Understanding what it's like to actually click the buttons when you're in the moment. The one thing that I will say about paper trading where it really, really lacks is that there's no emotion on the line. It's not real money. So oftentimes, you know, you'll trade differently when trading paper than when you're trading real money. And that's important. But any type of education that you can give them as young as they are is going to be really, really beneficial. I always wish that I started earlier than I did.
You know, one thing I would tell you guys to look at, and there's a nice breakout in NEE. That's what I was talking about. That's going to get me a little excited there. Going to watch that to see if it breaks through the high there, but did see a lot of volume jump in there. Also at 84.28, you see 4,400 shares there. Look for that to blow through that 84.28. He got caught on the offer side. We'll look for it to blow through that 84.30s and get on up there. Now, one thing I would say about when you're looking into, let's say, even paper trading, the most common mistake I see in paper trading is what? They use size that they would never use in real money. And so that's the first no. There's no-nos, I think, in paper trading. And I think the important part is learning that let's go with the smallest share size possible and not focus strictly onto what the reward is. Let's focus on the percentages gained and loss. I think that's the first thing you pay attention to as a trader, that can go ahead and get you around kind of the cents per trade and focusing on, okay, well, is this 100 shares, 1,000 shares? Let's first focus on percentage. Let's try to get percentage-wise down packed where I'm like, let's say risking 2% for trades and I'm getting 6% on the return. This is the important part to understand, I think, at first. And then once you get around that, then start working the share size to understand what capital you're going to be having to manage that risk.
And by the way, so speaking of managing risk here, here's a real quick lesson. We talked about Grom at 120. 120 definitely the spot. There was a big seller that they took out here. This is actually pushed all the way up to 127. Now it's pulling back now, which is good. I'd like to see that happen and consolidate. The lesson here, though, is that I really wanted to chase, and every time this ticked back up, I wanted to buy. And instead of doing that, I actually want to wait until this comes back into my level. So if this comes back down towards 120, that would be the spot to buy, providing it can hold that, getting a pretty big pullback here in terms of volume, big in terms of volume. It's actually only pulled, what, 3-4 cents off the highs. So we'll see if this sets up again here. But unhappy that I missed it, happy that I didn't chase it.
All right, SPY coming back here, guys. Just be careful out there. It definitely is coming back there. There's definitely a battle right now to try to get back towards 453. We'll see if we can get back on through there. Just went through kind of a trend line that I drew earlier, that Zunaid and I drew. Let's see if it holds that and starts pushing towards 453.
HYMC, good call here. Kyle, HYMC pushing up to 2. This is what we talked about. Here is 2. Huge block there at 2. Let's see if they take that.
HYMC.
HYMC.
I know a lot of people are watching that bad boy.
Yeah, they're taking this down here, but it'll be interesting to see if they take it fully down and if it pops afterwards. Oh my God. Look at that. So I actually didn't get that too quick for me. I was kind of watching that, but I'm a little too slow today. I've missed a couple of good trades and I've been late on a couple of trades here. So interesting on HYMC. They took out a huge seller at 2. Huge seller at 2. And there it's back to 2 now. And then so there's the reason why you don't chase, right? That came right back to that spot here. Would rather wait for it to set up, but man, there's big volume there.
All right, watching to see if NI can get back above that 84.28 where we saw that big sizing jump in. Want to see big sizing jump in again. And there was some tape there that I didn't see. That was what you call dark pulling action there on NEE. You can tell because I can't see the actual tape order go through there. And look how this jumped. This jumped towards like 119,000 shares. I can tell you right now, I did not see those shares go through, at least on the time and sales. So to me, I'd be thinking there's some dark pulling action in NEE. I don't know if anybody has some dark pulling data, but
Steve, HYMC, made me my money for the week going to the bar. Steve, if you're at the bar at 10 o'clock in the morning on Monday, you did something correct. So good stuff on HYMC. Glad you did a really good job trading that here. So awesome stuff.
Hey, not bad. Go enjoy it, Steve. All right, Cliff holding better than its peers. Yeah, probably. It's one of the strongest ones there. We'll see what happens on that one. Yeah, it's holding sideways right now. It doesn't look too bad. Let me look at X.
The highs.
X looks like it's a little bit kind of more in the bearish trend there. Definitely a pullback there. It's fighting. It's trying to do what's called the VWAP fake out fade, where you go above VWAP, try 3 times to break out, then break down towards the low. We'll see what happens in that one. NEE getting up there towards 84.27. Starting to see that lift that we were looking for. There we go. Now we're starting to get that lift here. 84.33s is the real level where we should see the volume increase on the breakout. So let's see this NEE breakout there at 84.33s.
Afan, can I learn from you guys one-on-one? Do you do that, Ryan or Mitch? No, we do not. We like to help the group. We do not do one-on-one stuff. We're not licensed for that.
Almost.
Mitch is trying.
Let's just say I'm working my way there. One day. I would argue that if you're at the bar at 10 a.m. on Monday, generally things are not going well. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I was just trying to roll with his example. Steve's been in here quite a bit. He was all over HYMC pretty much all morning this morning. I had a number of different calls in it. So just trying to go with his example.
Get this big enough as you can. That's our goal, man.
That's our goal, man.
That's our goal. We've gotten towards an average of over 900 people in here, so we're working our way towards 1,000. How can you guys help us? By hitting that like button, hitting the share button, letting all your trading friends know this is the best room to trade with. So if you guys want to come on in, why? Absolutely free. We're not trying to take your money. We're not trying to pitch you on certain strategies like you'll get from other chat rooms. What we're trying to do is just simply show our process and how you guys can go ahead and learn from our mistakes and our gains. And so hopefully you guys get something out of this stream. That's what it's all about. Julio Martinez, how you doing out there?
Jessica says, what sort of degree do you pursue for stock trading? Jessica, that's kind of what I meant by anyone can do this. I don't really think that you need a specific degree to trade. I mean, you could obviously, if you're proficient in finance and business, a lot of the things that you learn throughout the course of acquiring that degree are going to help you when reading balance sheets and looking at things. But I mean, even if you were on the opposite end of that, even if you were like an art or a music major, there are things that you can look into and learn that can help you be successful in this. I don't necessarily think that there's one degree or one career path that you need to take in order to be successful in this. I really and truly believe anyone can do this with the right level of work ethic.
There's a nice push in NEE. I could add towards my gush at VWAP. I talked about that earlier. Did not take the shot that I just had, which was at 68.38s, and the VWAP is sitting at 68.29. So could have got in there at, let's say, 30s, 68.30s. But I'm going to hold to my original position. We'll see if Gush can get back up there towards 172. And I'm going to keep NEE. That looks like now it's starting to push and give you that breakout look. So we're looking really good in that one. We're going to keep working that one. All right, guys, later today, we're going to definitely be getting into, of course, our other programming. Guys, I will tell you guys to check out other programs this week. We're going to have a big week here at Benzinga. On Wednesday, I'll be getting to Sports Radar. Tomorrow, we'll be getting towards the Cool Cats, NFTs. And I got to say, this is one of my favorite NFTs. I mean, if you don't like cats, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. But definitely going to keep watching that. If you guys don't know, our roadmap is sponsored by FTX. So it's not like it's a brand new show. This is a show that's been around and definitely getting the support. So you guys go ahead and check it on out. All right, we're going to get you over towards futures action coming on next in about 8 minutes. So if you guys want to learn a little bit about futures action, stick around. We'll be getting you towards that. That'll be with Spencer Israel coming up next. Looking like a lot of people in the chat still talking about that CELZ. AMC making new highs, says Joshua. Let's take a look there at AMC. See how it continues to push. We talked about that right out the gates here when we started seeing the push towards 2218. Should have taken a look at this one and taken a shot there right out the gates. It's up there towards 24. This was the level that I said look for the next high to get towards. That is the level that I'd call on out there. Now, I think you're going to start seeing a little bit of topping action. You could see a little bit of a pullback from those levels. I'd be looking for a pullback towards 2218 to hold, but it does look good and continuing to hold trend right now. We'll see if AMC can continue pushing. All right, waiting for Elon to start a new social network, Kimber. I think you might have to wait a little bit longer for that. I really highly doubt Elon. I think Elon was more along making a statement with that, not necessarily that he'd actually do it. But
yeah. All right, Mitch, I'm going to get going. Have a good one. I will see all you folks tomorrow. Stay green. We'll be right back at this again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.
I appreciate it, man. Like always, see you next time, Ron. All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping up. We got about 7 minutes left here. Stick around, guys. I will be getting to Money Mitch later today. How will completing the CMT help your trading? I want to do it. Well, look into it. I think you got to do it for your own, you got to look into it, understand technicals. But like always, I always say it. I like to do a 3-variable approach on my swing trades, and that's what gives me the best ability. Fundamentals, story, and technicals. So technicals isn't everything, Kyle, but what the CMT does is essentially gives you that ability to say that technicals. Not only do you know it inside, but you're also able to go ahead and tell others, hey, I took the certification to be a chartered market technician. And so now you get that kind of status. That's what I'm working on, guys. Like Ryan said, like, are we working one-to-one with people? Well, I'm trying to get towards that level. And a lot of that has to do with having certain degrees and being okay with getting into the professional side of the business. But you got to understand what's best for you. All right, let's keep going. Like always, guys, I always say recommending is what I say is combining variables is the best approach. NEE continuing to work. We'll see what happens on that. The CGC recover there. It did stop me out on that candle. I will be watching this a little bit later today to see if we get a breakout through 8s. But for right now, I'm keeping an eye off of it. It did stop me out, but I could get back in past 8. We'll see what happens on that. I'll send an alert and see if we can come back on up. NEE still working for me. Gosh, looking like it's battling right now. We'll see if it can get back above the VWAP and continue to hold this, get up there towards the 170. Well, we'll definitely break even on the rest if it can't hold that gain. Take a look at the SPY there. We're trying to get back towards the 453. We talked about this trend line and how it was coming down. Then you bottomed out there, got back up there through the 452s, holding on the pullbacks. We'll see if we can get up there towards 453.50s today and start pushing on up. Or do we reverse right back into this and kind of just stay sideways today? We'll see what happens in this market. It's about 10:55 and time to catch up with you guys in the chat and see what happens. My 8-year-old comes and listens with me sometimes when I'm watching stock videos, small doses of introduction. She likes Mitch. Hey, let's go. Let's go, Miss Whitehorse. Tell your daughter she's going to get there. Success is always also about passing down the knowledge, guys. And so I definitely say if you have young ones at home or kids, try to teach them about the stock market early is very important. I know I have said myself that I hope when I have kids that I'm going to be buying them stocks on their birthday and then also giving them a birthday gift. But let's just say the gift is going to be a little bit lower because I'm going to be putting majority of that gift into a stock portfolio for them. I think it's an important thing to do is kind of build up a portfolio for them. So by the time they get into age, they understand how much appreciation you can get with kind of compound interest and just putting a little money into some stocks or maybe into the overall market. All right, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this. Mitch is on a different level. Hey, my biggest thing is to give back to you guys. And if you guys don't get anything out of my knowledge, then that'll be the day that I will wrap it up and call it quits, because that's what it's all about, giving back for you guys and pushing forward. All right, let's go ahead. Let's see what's going on out there. NEE turning around a little bit. SPY trying to push. Can we get Gush to keep holding? We'll see what happens. A lot of movement out there. If we take a look at the sectors, technology is actually leading us. So that's a good sign there, guys. At least for the overall market, we're still seeing some good sign there in the Qs, in the SPY, holding well, holding above 350. And also what you're seeing is the market breadth start moving in the right direction. So that's what I'd tell you guys to keep on watch. Keep on watch the market breadth and how that changes. Do we get above the 40% today for the SMA 200 to see a new bull market really come into play? Why is this important? I look at market breadth to tell me how quickly or how many stocks are actually moving the market on up. And if it's majority of stocks, then we can have a bull market. If it's only a few stocks, then this could be a dead cat rally. That's how you normally know the difference. You're looking to see, is it just a few stocks that are leading the rally, or is it the overall market that's leading the rally? And if it's the overall market, then boom, you got your bull market. And if it's not the overall market, if it's just a few names that are tickling up, then we got to be careful because it could be a dead cat rally. We'll see what happens. Like always, guys, stick around right here on Benzinga if you guys want to keep learning. Later today, I will be getting towards Money Mitch, where I do a lot of my week outlook. What stocks are moving today? What stocks are going to continue moving? If you guys want to stick around with that, catch me at 4:30. There's a little bit of break at 4 o'clock, so I know that you guys need a little break. So check out at the close, take a little break, come back at 4:30, talk about some swing stocks, talk about stocks that you guys see continuing moving, and we'll see what happens in the market. Over 430 people hit the like today. Do me the favor, hit the like on the way out, and we'll see if this market can continue staying into the green. Honestly, I know I've been a bear, and so a lot of people have been hitting me on that, but I don't mind if the market just starts ripping. If it rips without me, hey, power to you. I wish you guys the best of luck. And you guys called the bottom. Hey, let's keep going in that direction. I have no problem. I'm just going to keep watching and be a little bit risk adverse to try to make sure that when the time comes, I can put my money into play. But for right now, I'm keeping my money in my pocket, and we'll see what happens in the market, if this is a new bull market or if we're starting to see a dead cat rally. All right, up next, guys, futures trading with, of course, Ninja Trader. So stick around, guys, for that.
Check.